if you get ahead and you're split pushing like 1-3-1-ing,
yeah,
then you'll have a pretty nice advantage. But the team fighting comp of Damwon Kia is just insane. Like in the late game, everybody scales basically really nicely. The Maokai is interesting. You talked about the harass, but also the potential for disengage, right? You just throw out the ultimate and you're like, okay, get away from me. If you just want to like kind of reset things, also gives you a chance to set up a front to back with an ultimate like that.
Yeah, I really like that, especially against the two melee carries, that we have here in the Camille Aurelia. It's very difficult to actually engage into a Maokai if you don't bait that out first, and escaping is just out of the question.
Well, here we go. We're going to jump onto the Rift for game number 1 of T1 up against Damwon Kia.
As Keria, we haven't seen this champion in a while. 7 for 3, or 7 for 10. 7 and 3 on the champion.
Yeah, you can see he dies like once a game. That's actually the stat there. As Keria, what's going on here?
Well, you only get one, I guess. That's the stat.
Did I really just curse him already? How is that even possible?
You get one from the get-go.
Speaking of power, Closer's already getting in there. He hasn't taken Ignite. He has the Conqueror, though, and one auto should do it. The flash in, and he's 2.
Why?
Oh, no!
What a huge mistake! I mean, this is not acceptable. But what a huge mistake. Like, these players are feeling it.
And speaking of this matchup, Oner's getting in there. He's like, yeah, good luck fighting me. You're going to have to flash over the wall. Oner does follow flash again. You can see, yeah. We do have Canyon down on the bottom side. This is actually a really aggressive gank. The cleanse does come in, and that's going to be a kill for the Kane. At least Oner's over there to help the Yuumi out. But a really nice conversion already. And I feel like we turned the League of Legends knob up to 11 now. There's so much action.
Yeah.
We're still
Where are we at, Valdez?
Well, Oner...
this is too much.
Oner is just really trying to get those Raptors on cooldown. Oh, man, he takes the turret shot, and he gets rooted.
Yo, this game's over.
Well, it kind of feels that way, but... Oh, man.
I mean, I think... you in every other circumstance you really wanted to, but the rotation is so slow here. Still, there's a lot of damage output that has to be respected.
Looking for the smite here is Oner, but he's just going to be knocked up as in goes the Aurelia, but doesn't actually get to jump on the Canyon. And now the front to back here is what we were looking for. Closer is incredibly low. He's out of the fight now, but Khan is going to have to flash away. Teddy getting a lot of damage done, and Zeus will, in fact, be able to pick up a kill and get out of here. Unfortunately for Oner, though, he got caught by Beryl, gets soloed by the support. And,
win rate with gold lead at 10, 100% by the way.
Yeah, nice stat. Thank you, Riot, for that one. 14-0. And it's the 1-for-1, and they get the Rift Herald on the side of.
T1 could be happy that there's a chance it's Ocean Soul. As
right.
Canyon's here.
Trying to bait him in, and Zeus is looking for the kill, the Senna ultimate.
Oh!
Just going to save him there right at the end. Totally fine, perfect bait from Khan. And Zeus falls for it. Not much he could do after he had to commit. And if T1 want to challenge them, I think that Damwon Kia are very confident to take that fight. I don't think that they would back down from it. In fact, they're going to be the ones engaging in the mid lane. Beryl getting very far forward. And yeah, that was a bit overzealous. Canyon was like, nope, not getting in there. They are going to force the flash out of Closer.
Did they or did he force the flash out of himself there?
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate Aurelia game to start off for him. But
Umbral Glaive for Canyon. He's going very aggressive, pretty standard here.
Zeus just has no idea. And,
again?
Yeah, he's dead. There's just no hope. Like, he's pushing all the way down to the second turret with zero vision. AD carry at this moment in time. I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, and what else could they have played here instead? I mean, the champions that come to mind are like Vayne, MF maybe, like could have been something where you just kind of crush lane.
Yeah. Remember I was talking about the Maokai ultimate. That's another way. You get huge seeds.
Okay.
This is a massive Vanguard's Edge as everybody's trying to flash away, and Canyon gets burst down. Closer not quite able to get the kill on the Showmaker, though, who will survive for an incredible amount of time. But it's really all Zeus that's getting so much value on the right side of the map here. It is going to end up being a 2 against 2 at the end of it all. And we're just trying to bully Teddy here, who should be able to try to... Nope, he's not, actually. Not able to kite these two big boys.
Scion is forever. Forever and ever and ever. Not going to happen. too beefy, too strong.
Yeah.
You and I were, I share a relatively private conversation. Oh, hold that thought. Closer's trying to have relatively private time up here, but
yeah, Closer's he's got a cane on his back. Not much he can do to get away from that one. Winner is thinking about it, but he doesn't have too much else. He's not going to get hit by the Maokai.
I was just going to say, of all our casting talent.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here. I'm going to take 2 inhibitors. Canyon is just doing hilarious amounts of poke. But I kind of like that Yuumi last pick as well because, well, we're having a fight here. Canyon is actually in the jungle fighting off against Zeus, taking a bunch of damage, but immediately just pops him like a balloon. Gets that Dark Harvest stack and forces Zeus to back off.
Yeah,
they're going to have to respond in one way or another. Either they are forced to engage or they go back. What's it going to be?
I think you have to back off here if you're T1. Well,
they're going to try for the Drake here. As you can see, Wonder is taking a lot of focus down, but it's going to go the way of T1 Kia as they pick up the Infernal Soul. A nice little fight, though, because Canyon gets low. Khan not able to frontline effectively here. As Showmaker and Ghost going to have to get away from this one. Not sure if Showmaker can, or rather Ghost. They're actually able to poke them down as they go way too deep into the jungle. You can see Teddy is desperately trying to find them or get a back or something, but he's on vision.
I think he's just waiting for game 2 with the hold positions we saw there. Just spamming the S key. And, I mean, teleport already on top of the Nexus turrets. This game is over, Valdez. I think it... It really took a turn for the worse in those first 4 minutes. Where we saw a Keria pick, we saw a Closer follow flashing to his death, then dying a second time in lane, and it just all fell apart.
Oh, even Ghost gets into it. Showmaker just laughing at them in the face of T1's base, surrounded by minions. He will take down the Nexus.
Trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, but you have a rookie, you have multiple rookie players straight up on this roster, right? Then you have Teddy, he's a veteran. He's trying to hold down the fort. You have Keria, who's relatively veteran, right? The same way Pioshik is. He's got a year under his belt. But, I mean, they saw blood in the water. They made some very aggressive plays that just fell hard on their face against a veteran team like T1 Kia, defending world champions.
T1 is once again being a challenger to take down T1 Kia. We had a very hyped series in the first round robin, and it's the second one here in the LCK Spring Split. But still, T1 Kia stood very strong as the world champion. T1 brought in a lot of aggressive pick in the lanes. So Lilia was their first pick, a very versatile champion. And then we saw a huge confidence coming out from T1. Camille and Irelia were picked at the same time for the solo laners. However, in general, T1 Kia had a huge damage output, and also they were just so experienced in order to deal with this kind of a new move from T1. Sion, Senna, or Nautilus Maokai can be also a partner for Senna down on the bottom lane. Well, I remember that Maokai had some nerf recently, but today, with this game, I kind of realized this champion is actually still viable. There was a very fast first kill coming out from the bottom lane, so Beryl did not take any skill up until Yuumi hops out from his AD carry, so he took W instantly and then went in for the CC and locked her down. Maokai is a champion that can interrupt most of the skills and ability from T1 with just one ultimate. So T1's aggressive picks were not aggressive enough to break down the Maokai beefy front line on the side of T1 Kia. But first, let's take a look how Kenyan prepared his jungle path. Kenyan started off from Raptor, but then he rotates toward the blue camp. So he clears the blue and then go for Grump, because Zilia is a champion that started off on the red camp and then took the Raptors on their jungle. So because Kenyan had this information of the potential jungle path coming out from Lilia, he rotated then back to the red buff camp And then he went to, after this, he went to the golems as well. So Lilia is a champion that rotates around from the bottom to the top side of the map and then takes the top side scuttle and then takes away the opponent's Raptor camp. But Canyon, when he was taking that red buff, he actually placed the ward over the map. So he had this information that owner will be invading his jungle. So Lilia is a champion that is known to be a great thief for the enemy's Raptor camp, but Canyon was able to even out the trade with Flash for Flash. And then he just immediately rotated down to the bottom side of the map, so he was able to also get the scuttle as well. And then smoothly he rotated down to the bottom lane and went in for a very clean turret dive. This is something that could have been prepared from the scrim, but still, I think this was a very good play coming out from Damwon Kia players. This kind of thing cannot be really planned delicately during the scrims. I think they were really good at reacting to the opponent's kind of different game plans. I was totally amazed by how Damwon Kia prepared for this and also how well they kind of reacted to T1's plan. Now let's take a look at the second highlight where Irelia for T1 went in for a miracle flank, but that didn't really work out well, so let's take a look. Damwon Kia was raising that second tier inner turret, and then Closer actually was able to find the ultimate angle, but let's see. Actually, Maokai was able to find Lilia with his ultimate, and then when Lucian was trying to follow up the action coming out from Irelia, he was actually got stunned or maybe rooted by Senna together with Lilia. So because of the accuracy of Damwon Kia players using that ability and skill shots, well, they were able to interrupt the game plan, a miracle plan to turn the game around from T1. I think all 5 Damwon Kia players were doing a fantastic work here up against T1. I think T1 also was able to find a clutch fight to turn the game around, but Damwon Kia was so strong and they were so smart, kind of interrupting their plan. And the POG will go over to Ghost on Senna. I think Damwon Kia is the team that can utilize the champion the most aggressively. And Ghost is a very intelligent AD carry. He knows how to play safely, but at the same time, he knows how to go aggressively. If you are to play Fasting Senna, you have to have a very high level of map awareness and also great synergy and skill for controlling the vision around the map. And at the same time, Ghost Senna was in a very safe position in every fight. You know, Camille was diving onto both of the carriers on the side of Damwon Kia, Ghost and Showmaker, but they all stayed outside of her range. Ghost in that last move using his snare and then flashed back. So Irelia was not able to find their target. He got rooted in that blue buff camp, and then the dead Scion, the zombie Scion, was punching her in the face. Damwon Kia, there's a reason why they are on the top of the LCK. Damwon Kia, they are continuing their winning streak here in the LCK, so let's see whether it's gonna extend till game number 2.